was on mute. Go ahead now. You start with Coach. John Hale, go ahead.
Cal, when you're looking early in games to see whether Keon or Jacob is the hot hand that night, what exactly are you looking for?
It isn't even hot hand, John. It's what energy are they playing with? Will they go get rebounds? Will they play physical? I'm not worried about what they do offensively. All ego stuff. Because if they do the other stuff, guess what? They'll score the ball. Keon was terrific. Start the second half, our energy was down. He jogged a couple times. I took him out. He rebounded one and bounced it before he threw it ahead. Nope, not doing that. And so, but he played great. How about Lance today? I mean, here's a guy, and I want you to understand, I stuck in Damian before I did Lance. Lance didn't say, that's disrespectful to me. What? I coach, you play. I put you in, go do your thing. He played. He did the same thing with North Carolina. He went in and made a big difference in the game. I asked Severe, what did you do over Christmas? Eat? Did you get in the gym at all? So he laughed. He said, I'll be honest with you, I really didn't. And I did eat. So, but he got 9 assists in 1 turn. So I said, keep eating, kid.
Larry Vaught, go ahead.
John, considering you're coming off the Christmas break, you're playing there and you start out really well, and Missouri kind of hits you with a 14-2 punch right there. How pleased were you with the way your team responded to that instead of kind of hanging their heads or feeling sorry maybe?
No, I loved it. Here's what I loved. How we started the game. The energy we started with, who we are, how we run. And if you play the way we're playing, where you're picking them up and you're running, at some point, if a team's not used to playing that way, there's going to be a gap. You're going to get a layup, a 3. They turn it over, dumb bet, layup. And now all of a sudden it's 12-14 instead of 4. And that's why we want to keep playing fast. You know, I don't know what we shot from the 3-point line. 5 for 17. I mean, it doesn't matter if you play the way we're playing. Well, you got to play a certain way. What? How about you scoring like we are, 83 points? And I told you, we get to 80, 75, 72 to 80 points or more. We're good because defensively and rebounding the ball, we're pretty good.
Jerry Tiffany, you got next to Kyle Tucker.
John, I remember maybe you and other coaches saying that Xavier would have to be careful about trying to drive all the way to the basket, but he seems to have a real knack for that. How does he do it?
Well, you got to bring the big guy out if you're going to give him opportunities to drive. So if you're watching what we're doing, either in transition, the big guy is not in the lane yet, or in half-court offense, we've done things to bring the big away from the basket, and he takes advantage.
You got next.
A couple related questions about Oscar. One, on a night where he cannot buy a bucket and rebounds, a lot of guys say, I don't care about scoring, which Oscar has said before. How much does that value that he really doesn't? If he just wants to go do the thing he knows he can help you do, he scores great. And then the other part of that, how much has, we've seen some midair battles between him tonight. I think he almost took Keon's head off after Keon stole a couple of his rebounds. Is that good that other guys are trying to challenge him and that he's also
because they're doing it because I'm saying, if you don't go and attempt to rebound, I'm taking you out and I'm playing somebody else. So get in there and mix it up. Now, I asked him after the game, I said, we could have shot 50%. If you made it, you were 2 for 10, my man, and there were 1-footers. I know it wasn't my game. That's what he said. It wasn't my game. And I said, well, the next one better be your game. But we ran a couple plays for him that other guys shot the ball. And I said after the game, if I were him, I would say, you know what, boys, you go get 20 rebounds and I'm going to go out and be cute and dribble the ball around. You go in there and mix it up like I am. When he's in there and it's his play, throw him the ball. But again, we did some and he missed a bunch today. I thought they would trap more. They only trapped once. I would think every team is going to trap him, and then they don't. I don't understand. But you know, you're right. He had 20 rebounds. What in the world?
John Clay, go ahead, then Lonnie.
Glad you didn't have quite as many assists tonight, 12, I think. What did you think of your passing overall, especially the way you guys have passed the last couple of games?
We held the ball again. We had guys that walked, which means you're supposed to catch it, pass it, drive it if you have it, but you're not messing with the ball. You're not you're not ripping it to your hip and look like I'm going to make the play. And if you heard me, if you were anywhere near the floor, I kept saying, swing the ball. Everybody that caught it was trying to make a play. You're not going to get assist when you play that way. You're not going to get in the lane where they collapse and you throw it out and the guy makes a shot. And again, when you shoot 43% and 29 from the three, those are about 5 or 6 assists that you would get. And then we'd be at 18, 19, which is pretty good for us. We just didn't make shots.
Go ahead, Lonnie.
Yeah, Cal, do you think that at some point throughout the game that Chi Wei was rushing the shot and Wei was missing the shot?
I didn't hear one thing he said.
Lonnie, you gotta speak up. Now you're on mute.
You're breaking up, Lonnie. Next, go.
Guys, any other questions in the queue?
We done? Guys, we let me talk a little bit about Tubby Smith coming in, Coach Smith. You know, we wanted this moment for him. The job that he did, part of it is, you know, you want guys like him and Coach Hall to really understand how appreciated they are by our fan base. What they did while they were here, winning national titles, doing it with class. Tubby deserves to be in the rafters. He's going to have a get together with his players. I may stop in for a little bit, but I want him to be with his guys. And the next day we play a basketball game. Now tonight, I think they were up 1 at halftime against Michigan State and ended up losing by 13. So don't think, well, oh, this is just another pushover game. No, it isn't. And you all know how good a coach he is. You know what kind of defensive coach he is. Elbows and blocks and physicalness. He's got 2 really good guards. One scores 21 a game and the other shoots threes at 45%. And he lets them go. So, you know, the biggest thing is I want he and his wife and the kids to understand that this place, these fans, this school, this state absolutely appreciates what he's did while he coached here.
I got one more, Kyle. Go ahead.
Yeah, Cal, just a little more on Keon. I wonder when a guy's a junior, like you've seen him a bunch, you've kind of seen the ups and downs. Do you have a sense what buttons to push with him and how to push him and what kind of, you know, he's an older guy, a mature guy you've had a relationship with. Can you guys have some frank conversations over the?
Oh, we've had them.
season?
We've had them. You guys know I keep it real. And what I've done is I'm holding him to a high standard that I think he's capable of reaching. But you got to fight. You got to play with spirit. When the ball doesn't go in, it can't affect the rest of your game. If it does, you're out and Jacob's in. But if he plays, we're pretty good. And it's not, you guys are all, he had 9 rebounds. That team out-rebounded everybody they played, and they played a tough schedule by 5, 6 rebounds a game. And he went in, and they weren't rebounds away from the goal. They were traffic rebounds, and he got them. And the second thing he did is he ran the floor like the guys that are playing really well ran. Those guys run, and they're ahead of the action, and they're ready to play. He's now running. So my hope is it's really hard to play the way he played, and it's physical and it's bruising. Do you say, let me try it that other way one more time, because there's got to be an easier way. There is none. But, you know, guys got to touch the fire a couple times before they say, I'm not touching the fire. But the good news for him is Jacob's there. I was just so happy for Lance. Such a great kid. The kid's working extra. How about making free throws? He's in the gym extra. That's how this works. You want to build your confidence. You want to be confident? Let me hear if you guys hear anything I've ever said. Is it about coaching? You want to be confident? You ready? I'll do it one more time for you. Be competent. Be competent. Fight like heck. Be competent. You're going to be confident. If you're not competent, it don't matter what the coach says. Oh, you'll be all right. Next one will be good. Don't matter. You got to get in the gym and get better and get more consistent. And if something goes wrong, you know what you say to yourself? I've worked too hard. I expect to play well. I've spent too much time with the coaches. So I'm happy for him because, again, I want him to do well. I can't do it for him. I can't fight for him. I can't sprint for him, but I can hold him accountable to those things.
All right, guys, we'll let Coach get out of here. We'll have
Keanu, Cal seems to think that it's just as easy for you as running hard, and that's going to lead to this other stuff. Is it that simple, or is there something else that leads to nights like this for you?
That definitely helps. Run the floor. You have great guards like Davion, Ty Savir. They're going to get you open shots. And if you run the floor, you know, good things happen for you. Also, with me, it was just a matter of just continually to play hard, not worrying about what could happen, what might happen. Just, you know, play hard and just bring energy. When we have energy, you know, energy the ball finds energy. So that's really what happened.
Larry Bob, we'll go to you and then Kyle Tucker.
So Ken, just wanted, was this like a confidence building game for you, or does your confidence need any building?
You know, my confidence can wane from time to time, and that's not a good thing. What really helped me was going home, spending time with my family a little bit, especially with my little brothers. You know, and you go home and you see these 17 and 16-year-olds and see how much they look up to you. And you know, it really helped me kind of lock back in on like what I really need to do to, you know, to play well. I think that's what really helped me a lot.
Kyle Tucker, go ahead.
Yeah, does it help to have a guy that you know you're so competitive with? I mean, obviously your team ends, but with you and Jacob, you know, it seems like any given night, either one of you could have a big night. Does it light a fire to be trying to hold him off? You know, to stay on the floor, I guess, in that battle for minutes.
I don't really even think we're really battling for minutes. That's just how the games has been going lately. We've talked about it. You know, one of these games, both of us are going to play very well at the same time. But like with Jacob, we do everything together as far as we lift together, we work out together. You know, we're hanging out a lot, you know, and just the natural competitive fire that we have in each other, it pushes us every day. And, you know, he's helped me get a lot better, and hopefully I'm doing the same for him.
Gary Graves, you have the next question?
Yeah, Keon, I guess there was a couple of stretches in the game. You all were down by 1 point, and then I guess they got with the 9 in the second half, and then you all kind of turned it back on. You know, was there anything that you said to your teammates that kind of flipped that switch again, and you know, things were better from there?
Missouri, they're a good team, and it's a game of runs. They went on a run. We started off the game on a run, then they went on a run. And now I just, you know, explain to the guys, you just got to keep playing and playing hard. They made their run. Now it's time for us to make another one. Now if we did that, you know, we kind of started to open the game up a little bit. But, you know, you got to give credit to them. They weren't going to go away. They're a good, well-coached team, really physical. So we just knew we had to keep playing.
John Hale, back to you.
Keon, yesterday, Jacob and Ty told us that so much of your all's improvement recently has been about the team kind of finding its swagger. For you, where does that come from? How do you kind of flip that switch?
My swagger, it has to come through my energy. Using my size, my length, my athleticism to make plays, running the floor. You know, when I do things like that, good things happen, not just for me, but for the whole team. I think that's what builds my swagger, then allows me to, to have fun playing the game when I'm flying around and just, making effort plays.
Gary Tipton, you got next?
Keon, you mentioned that you spend a lot of time with Jacob. What do you like about him? Why do you think you guys connect?
I mean, Jacob's a good dude. And like we're very similar in some ways, especially like with our, our build, body type. Just the way we go about things is kind of the same, but also very different too. So, we kind of mesh. And, Jacob is special because he's always, positive, For a person like that, me and him play the same position. We could not be friends, not talk to each other, but, Jacob always goes out of his way to, be a friend to me, and I try to do the same to him. So that's really what makes our bond special.
Coach,
Kyle, I thought you had a follow-up.
yeah, I just want to ask you.
Yeah, did you go to me?
Yeah, I thought you had a follow-up, and then you.
Yeah, sorry, my connection is terrible. Keon, there's a handful of times every game where Oscar ends up in a midair somebody else on the team of his own teammate for a rebound. What's going through your mind when it's you? I think you almost took your head off tonight with an elbow on one of. How much does that sort of everybody trying to match Oscar on the glass, match his sort of is that good for the team?
Yeah, it is. I mean, rightfully so. Oscar is very selfish about his rebounds. And that's a good thing because he's capable of going and grabbing 30 of them, and then that, that brings our level up to like, dang, we're not going to let Oscar grab all of them. So then we try to go down there and grab some. I mean, it's tough because if he gets his hands on the ball, it's his. So you've seen there's been a couple of times we both, Oscar and somebody else, get their hands on the ball. You might as well just let go and let him have it because you're not going to rip that away from him. But, the way he rebounds is exceptional, and that really, really helps our team with our competitiveness of, getting the ball off the rim and flying.
Guys, let's get two more for Keon and get Ty in here. Go ahead, John Long and Jared.
Hey, Keon, you and Jacob play the same position, but you're very different in terms of your skills out there on the court. What is it about Jacob's game impresses you and that maybe you wish your game was a little bit more like his?
What I admire about Jacob is his constant energy, the way he's able to, fly around, be aggressive, guard so many different positions, use his athleticism to make it hard on people. That's something I try to take from him. Me and Jacob can both do a lot of the same things. Then there's, some things that I can do that he can't. And there's other things that he can do that I can't. So I think, we mesh together really well. And coach has a good, problem to have, deciding whether, where to play us to.
Gary, end us off with Keon.
Yeah, Keon, Coach was saying that he doesn't want players to be impacted by shots not going in. Don't let that affect everything else you can do. How common is that, do you think, for any player to, be influenced by whether the ball goes in or not?
I mean, that's pretty natural. I mean, the name of the game is really putting the ball in the bucket, and everybody, have dreams of scoring X amount of points and doing this and doing that. But as you get older, the more you mature, you fall into roles, and you got to accept that role. And, we got a very unique team because some nights it might not be your night, but another night it will be. So on those nights where it's not yours, you got to figure out how you're going to affect the game. Are you going to defend? Are you going to rebound? Are you going to die for loose balls? Stuff like that. So with this team that we have a really good, understanding of, it can be anybody at any time. And, if it's not you, you try to do whatever you can to help us win.
Guys, let Keon go. We got tie here, so give us just a second for the swap out. Want to go ahead? So go ahead.
Ty, obviously a lot of talk about the way Keon played tonight. As his teammate, how can you tell when he's going to have a night like this?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, as Keon's teammate, how can you tell when he's going to have a big night like this, or can you?
I can tell when Keon's gonna have a good night by, how he starts the game off. This game he started off, he set the tone really. I mean, he was the aggressor for us, going in there, offensive rebounds. After he got that first putback in traffic over Oscar and everybody, yeah, I knew he was gonna have a big game. He's really physical. So with him just accepting the car crash like that and just playing through bumps and contact and still finishing, I knew he was gonna have a really good game.
Questions for Ty, guys? John Clay, you got next.
Missouri's had their struggles, but they play a physical style of basketball. How physical was it out there, and how can a game like this help you guys in the future?
I can't hear them.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he's
Can you hear me
play
now?
physical? Oh, the other team. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this definitely could help us a lot. We knew coming in they were gonna be physical, that they crashed offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, that they were gonna try to push and shove us. So, like this week of practice, we pretty much been doing that to each other. So when we got into the game, I mean, they were still doing it, but like we were used to it. So we just knew if we were the aggressors first, if we've been aggressive first, they'd have to step back, and once they stepped back, we just kept the pressure on them the whole time.
Gary Tipton, you got next, and Gary Graves.
Yes, Coach was on earlier and he said he doesn't want any players making their game dependent on the shots going in. Don't be affected by that. How common do you think that is for any player to be affected when the ball goes in, he plays better?
I feel like people who play like that, like only play good if they're making shots. I feel like that just hinders their game really. I mean, basketball is more than just about making shots really. So, with coach telling us that, like, you're not gonna make every shot. So like if you miss a shot, don't get mad. But like what else can you bring to the table? So it's just like we all know we're not gonna make every shot. Even Michael Jordan didn't make every shot. So we find other ways, to bring stuff to the table as far as our defense, rebounding, just playing with energy and just playing hard at the end of the day.
Gary Graves, go ahead.
Yeah, Ty, you all only had 12 assists tonight. I guess any other time, that would be kind of detrimental, but you all seem to offset that tonight.
Yeah, I feel like it was just one of those games where it was just like we wasn't making shots, and it was at times where a lot of us, were trying to create. We're trying to create. We're doing a little bit too much instead of just playing in the flow of the offense. We were just, not necessarily just trying to score for ourselves, but we were just trying to create instead of just playing within the offense and playing how the offense was normally played with us.
Keith Taylor, go ahead.
Tata, you guys made quite a few free throws tonight. How much do you guys work on free throws, and how important is it to make those free throws in these kind of games?
Yeah. So, we work on free throws quite a bit in practice. We do it every shooting round. That's how we end our shooting rounds. And, during those free throws, Coach Cal makes sure we stay engaged, like we really focus on them because, like, they're free. So we're going to need all the ones we could get. And we got in the bonus pretty early in the second half. So once we got in the bonus, in the huddles and stuff, we were just telling each other, be aggressive, drive to the basket. We're in the bonus. So if they foul, we got free throw opportunities. And, free throws help us because it stops. First of all, it stops the game. So lets us catch our breaths. And, it's just, there's free points. So who doesn't like free points?
John Wall.
Ty, coach is really emphasizing the pace of the game. This time last year, you were playing in high school. Is the pace of the college game about what you expected it to be? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So pace of the game is like way faster. The high school team I was on, we play fast as well, but we don't play this fast. Like we never here's like you're never walking the ball up. Like you're always at least jogging it up or something. But in trends like missed shots or made baskets, you have to fly down the court. We got this little like sprint coordinator thing on this paper where it tells you how fast you run and like how many times you do it. A's being the best and like F's being, you know, pretty bad. Beginning of the season, I was kind of at the bottom, but like ever since we started doing that, I've been, you know, keeping up with all the fast guys, running in transition now. Had a few A's and a few B's. So yeah.
Has anything else for Ty Ty? All right, we'll get everything to you here in about an hour. Thank you.